All right, guys, question for Coach Freeze.
Are you checking to see if Robert Spears has any eligibility left?
I just hope he didn't tear his ACL. I really, man, I didn't like seeing him done that way. And then I got to worrying about our players running out there or something, and so I just started looking at the sideline. So I really didn't see what happened after that.
Coach, could you just comment on Applin's contributions? It seemed like when you needed a play, whether it was the deep pass to Jarbo or some of those runs that were clearly called or designed, something that he read, he was such a contributor today. Could you just comment on what he gave to you?
I just think he's a warrior. He's a competitor, and he's the leader of our offensive football team, and he is so trusted by the people that are in the huddle with him, and he's the guy you want handling the football in the clutch. And I thought we could, you know, we'd run the quarterback counter with him a few times, and you know, dang, I thought we were fixing to put it away, and we couldn't get it in for penalties, and it just killed that drive, and that got disappointing. But we knew on that drive we were running the quarterback counter that they didn't have. The only guy that could make the tackle was the safety, and so I kept waiting for the, you know, to slide the receiver in behind him, and it was kind of an iffy time to do it probably, but boy, what a throw and what a catch by Applin and Jarbo on that. But Applin has just played so consistent for the last probably 4 weeks, and just, you know, glad he's on our team.
In the late in the second quarter, you went for it on 4th and 1, had a 17-0 lead. I wonder if you regret that decision and if you feel like it sort of flipped or changed the momentum of the game.
No doubt. I regret it. Sure do.
Did you feel
regret not calling timeout too on the fake, because I knew he couldn't hit it that far, and I told the guys on the headset, no way this guy's going to kick this thing. But you know, Dave and them had worked on that very fake, and you know, I had to see the film to see what happened, but certainly you know, regret that whole transition there. I'm glad we went back down and got 3 right before half. Thought that got a little bit of it back, but certainly you know, wasn't happy with how that went.
Did you sense that the momentum had shifted? I mean, it went from your sideline to their sideline with
yeah,
on that?
Yeah, of course it did. You know, it gave them some life, and you know, it was 4th and inches, and that's kind of who you get with me. And do I regret it in hindsight? Absolutely. I do. Probably won't do that again in that type of game from there. But that's what I can say. That's my honesty with you.
Would you have punted if you had it up to do over?
Yeah, absolutely. Or
a different play call?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm not a big jumbo set guy, and I got talked into using that, and it worked the time before, and that's just not who I am. So.
What adjustments did you guys make after they
There were
went
some
up?
really good adjustments at halftime by our offensive staff. They really did. They played us totally different than they had all year. You know, which they went to some read techniques with the defensive end and reading if we were an 11 personnel, reading the hat of our tight end and doing some different things, and played one backer at 6-yard depth, one at about 2 yards, where we were having a really hard time getting to the backside backer, and he was just cleaning us up, and they were spilling everything. So Hiller and Maurice Harris, mostly at halftime, said, you know, here's what we need to do. We just need to gap everything, true gap everything, and we quit pulling so many people, and we just started front side gapping everything and pulling for the backside backer, and you know, we really had some really nice runs. And then the mixture of that was the quarterback counter weak, which they were, because of the way they were playing the strength, they were short a hat on they had to have the safety play a gap over there on the weak side, and thus, you know, we got a couple of nice runs by Applin, and then the pass over the top there. But you know, we had a chance to put the thing away the drive before, the one we had to kick the field goal, and you know, just hey, we couldn't stick that one in also.
Your thoughts on how the defense played?
Phenomenal. Thought they played phenomenal. You know, I mean, that team is a very talented offensive football team, and the plan that Dave had and the way his kids played, I thought was just phenomenal. You knew they were going to make plays before the game's over. You can watch every single game. I mean, you know, they put 30 on Oklahoma State and had averaged, they're leading the league in in scoring coming into the night, so you knew they were going to make plays. But I just thought his plan was wonderful, and thought he did a really nice job stopping the run, number one, and then not giving up too many big plays. I mean, a couple of those catches they made were pretty nice catches, and then they had the big play that ricocheted off our kid, and they got it for a big completion, which, you know, they've made a lot of breaks for themselves this year, but phenomenal defensive effort.
You just the play that Demario Davis made looked like they had a 21-20 lead. Looked like they were going to go in for a score, and he made a huge play. I felt like it flipped the game.
Yeah,
Did you feel that way?
I felt like it was a big play. I don't know that they were going to go in and score. They were still on about the 40, and our defense is pretty stingy. But certainly they had some momentum at that point. So that was a huge play, and I'm glad it couldn't happen to a finer young man.
Ryan, when I asked him, Ryan said he got chills. And what does this win mean to you? Is it just one? And
It seemed different for our fans and for our kids. You know, I was a little bit taken back by the excitement, which was really nice to experience. And you know, again, I want to give a lot of compliments to Coach Husband and his team. I mean, he's done a remarkable job there in turning that program in a short time. But it was special. I mean, it was you know, to see the fans still standing and cheering, and so many people on the field that mean so much to this program, experiencing great joy, and particularly these kids, to see them rush the field, and they've gone through some lean times, and to see them experiencing this is really a fun ride.
You know, for right or wrong, when you pile up wins like this, people will speculate about your name, about other jobs.
Yeah.
Do you pay attention to any of that? What do you make of that?
No, we've got to one game at a time, and certainly that's just part of the nature of this business. Anytime you have success, people have the freedom to get on a computer and write whatever they want, and some of it may be true, some of it may not, but I certainly do not try to pay attention to anything other than getting Arkansas State ready for our next game.
You talked a little about the secondary tonight. You know, people that asked all week about their secondary,
Yeah.
taking points away and, you know, generating offense in your guys tonight.
I heard Dave